If you've bought a DJI drone that can fly manual mode, or you bought an FPV drone that can fly acro mode, and you want to know how to fly, in this video I'm going to show you how to learn to fly forward and backwards, and which controls you basically need to do. So with that said, let's just get started. First of all, just to introduce myself, my name's David Dawn. I've been flying FPV drones now for over 300 hours, and I understand how to do it. So let's just get started with learning how to basically fly forward. So flying forward is nothing more than basically having some form of throttle. And you can see that I've got some throttle on now and both my hands are off. And if we move the pitch up, as in the right one, up and down, you can see that we can move forward and we can look in different places. And the more we move it up, you'll see that we slow down, and at one point we start going backwards once again, and we can keep going backwards all the time that the pitch is basically not forwards. And then we can then bring the drone down once again to come round to this this ornament here, this statue, and start going again. And if we land on the floor and we lift the drone up, you can see I've got 15 degrees camera angle at the moment. Um, so we lift the drone up, and all you've got to do to go forward is just pitch forward. And you can see here, no hands on the joysticks, and you can see where the sticks are. We're going to move the right stick to the right a little bit. This is going to move the drone a little bit further to the center, and then we'll just straighten it up again. And then we can just go down on the throttle just slightly, hands off the throttle again, and we're going to be able to go through, and then we can just turn it around and then do the same thing. And it's all about moving the momentum. Okay, once the drone is moving, Newton's laws of motion state that something will continue moving once it's in motion. And so as long as we keep that same amount of throttle on, we will keep moving. And as long as that throttle is more than gravity, it will keep us either at the same height or it will keep us moving up. Now this is all relative to our pitch. The nose of the drone. If it's pitched forward, then we know that the drone is going to go forward. Now, if it's level, then we will, at one point, like I said, we will start just going straight up. And if we pitch it backwards, you'll see that we go down. If we bring the throttle down, then gravity takes effect. And once we change the direction of momentum using pitch, then we'll go forward once again. So I've used lots of words here. It's about changing the direction of momentum. So momentum is basically mass multiplied by the velocity, and velocity is a vector. So it needs a magnitude, is the amounts, right, and then a direction. And in this sense, we are going on a positive direction. It could be negative as well. And if we turn the drone round, we're now going in the same direction, but the drone just happens to be the camera facing in a different direction, but the direction of travel, the direction of momentum, or the direction of velocity, right, is in that direction. So if we move the drone around now by yawing, you still see that the velocity is going in that direction or that bearing. And when we move the pitch down, the velocity will decrease in that direction to slowly go in a negative direction, or in a negative direction compared to the direction it was going. So this is basically forwards and backwards. You need to get the right amount of throttle first of all to eradicate any, or to have an equilibrium with gravity and also the air resistance. And there we can bring it down probably slightly, and where we just keep going in one height. If we look at the altitude, we can see we've got 45, 46, 47. So we know that we are incrementally moving up again. So let's just try and find a pitch. We see there we're going 42, 41, 41, 42, go down again, 43, go down again, 44, go down again, 44, 43. So you can see at the top, we're at 43. We've managed to keep the height of the drone around the 43 mark, 44 meter mark. So this is what you know, this is what you need to do. Is in order to go forward, you need to learn how to move the pitch forward, backwards and forwards on the stick. Obviously, forwards will make the nose go down, backwards will make the nose go up. So if you want to go up, you need to pitch up and then power on to make sure you go up. So just because you've got pitch up doesn't necessarily mean to say you will go up. If we fly all the way up now and get as high as we can, and then we just take off the throttle, we can pitch up all we want, right? But we're not going to go up because we need throttle at the same time to set the velocity, right? Remember, the throttle is all it's doing is it's giving the thrust to have acceleration. And when we've got constant velocity and zero acceleration, we will stay at the same speed, let's call it. Velocity has direction and magnitude, but speed doesn't have a direction. It's just basically a scalar. So if at the moment we are going, let's call it 60 k's an hour, 60 kilometers an hour here approximately, that means we're going, we in order to be able to keep that at a constant rate, a constant velocity, we need to have no acceleration, okay? And we need to be able to do that by pitching the nose forward to keep us moving in a forward motion or a backwards motion. But really it's all about which direction the direction of travel is here. And there you can see we're doing speed 49, so we approximately have constant velocity. All right, if we increase the velocity, the thrust right now, we get then a different velocity. Now if we are pitched too far forward, that means we are going down, right? And we can add then the thrust to it more, and we'll over time gain velocity because we've increased the acceleration until it gets to the max acceleration that thrust is going to give it. So this is flying forward and backwards, and once you can learn to just keep that, you should be able to get the drone in such a way, take your hands off it, and it should just fly quite comfortably. And we want to just move the drone to the right slightly to center it up. There we go, we've centered it up now, and we just want to pitch down so we can go down towards the roundabout. And let's go down towards the roundabout a little bit further. See, pitch down and pitch down even further, hands off. And let's just do turn around now. We turn around, we're going backwards now, and let's change the direction of travel. And when we now have changed the direction of travel, we'll go left a little bit, right? And we're going to bring the throttle down so we drop in the altitude a little bit. And once we're dropped, we put it back on again to keep that one height. And then we're going to go right slightly with then the roll. Let's bring the throttle down. And so moving forward isn't necessarily one stick action, right? You remember that in order to be able to do it, it's a combination of throttle is the amount of velocity that you're going to have. The pitch will determine whether you will be going in roughly basically in what direction, in what angle, right? If you want to go horizontal, then you're going to need to always just pitch up, pitch down to keep it in that one direction. Otherwise, you can then throttle up, throttle down. You don't always have to use pitch to determine your height. Right hand off, and we can then do throttle here to go up, throttle off, throttle up, throttle off, and we can change the height of the drone as well by using the throttle, and obviously we can change the height of the drone using pitch. So even though pitch basically determines your direction of travel too, it's more like here we can pitch up, we then start going backwards. We pitch forward, we then start going forward. But if I pitch backwards and take the throttle off, we're going to go down, right? So you need to remember that there's isn't just one stick. It isn't just one thing. It's a combination of all the sticks all the time, and you just need to really learn how to fly the drone, point it in a direction, right? Point it in a direction, and once you've got that direction, fingers off, and let's just reset it. Try and get the velocity required to keep it moving in that one direction. And we're just going to throttle up a little bit to keep it moving forward, right? Throttle down because we think that we're going too high all the time, and fingers off, you see? So you shouldn't be panicking about it. You don't need your fingers on all the time. Let's just move around now. Let's turn around, and I'm using both sticks there. So I was doing yaw and roll at the same time, and now we're moving forward once again. So if we want to go backwards, pitch up, pitch up, pitch up, pitch up, pitch up, pitch up, until we start moving backwards, which we are, and then we can pitch down again to just to get yeah, we want to change. See, we're still moving backwards now. We just took the throttle off a little bit, and now we're moving backwards at a nice steady axis, should we say. We're not gaining height all the time. Let's go forward again, and let's do this once again. So let's just flip round in the other direction. Right, we're now going backwards. Let's keep going here. We need to go backwards again. Let's bring it down so we can see the buildings. That's it there. We'll just roll a little bit right. Remember, going backwards is everything in reverse. So let's bring the drone down a little bit in thrust so we can get the angle that we want. And then now we're going backwards. We need to bring the thrust down a little bit again so we can get some momentum going. We need momentum first, and then we can bring the pitch forward. Now we can happily go backwards. All right, so it means that we haven't got the pitch. The pitch is a plus. All right, and in order to go forward, it needs to be below 0. Let's call it. And so let's just do this one again. Let's get ourselves lined up, get some momentum going forward. Remember, momentum is mass multiplied by velocity, which then says we're now going backwards because that is the direction of travel where we're going. We now want to go forwards, right? We pitch forward, we pitch forward, we pitch forward, and see the direction of travel changes. Okay, so this is the whole concept in your head. You need to think about, right, I can pitch up right now, or I can throttle on to add power to push me up in another direction, right? We want to go more in a vertical direction, and then we just turn around and come back again, right? Come back again, forward. We've got the dot in the center we're happy with. We're not going to use pitch. We're just going to throttle up, throttle up, throttle up until we get that dot in the center, and then we can go right a little bit and we can bring it down until we're happy that we've got the direction of travel that we want to do. So you see that it isn't just all about going forwards and backwards. It's a little bit more technical than that. I'm not going to say it's difficult. There's more things that we have to talk about. Look, we're flying forward. You should never need your hands on the sticks to fly forward, right? It can just fly itself, basically, right? There's no cruise control on this. We can bring the throttle down, and once we're happy we've got momentum going in that direction, we can take our fingers off the throttle and we can do throttle up, twist it around, come back again, and we should get it just right. It should be able to go under this bridge nicely, and then throttle on. Let's see, it's perfectly fine itself. We just throttle off slightly, throttle on slightly, go a bit of a roll, again, pitch forward. There we go. Let's see, that's flying forward. It is really that simple. It doesn't need any hands to do it. You just need to know what the different sticks are going to do and how they're going to help you. Okay, and these are basic controls right now, really basic controls. And when you can master these in your brain, you need to know, okay, I need to go right, I need to roll, I need to go left, I need to roll. I want to look left, right, but I want to go right. We can look left and we can still go in the same direction. When we straighten this up, we're going to go still in the same direction. When we pitch forward, we change the direction of travel. So with that said, let's now just get both fingers on the sticks. Let's have a quick fun fly around just to show you that we can do this nice and quick as well. We don't have to just use 2 sticks. Get the direction of travel, and then we just yaw left, and then we come through, and we come down here, and all of these things just all done fast, just make a nice smooth drone flight. All right, and if we want to go through the bridge, we can just turn, change the direction of travel, thrust on. We can go through a bit faster. If we want to come through this gap here, we can yaw, we can roll, and we can put thrust on, and we can come through this gap once again, and we come around here. We just do it all nicely, and we can thrust in to go through that gap a bit faster, thrust on, or we can take thrust off to come down again. All right, so thrust up, over, and then down, thrust back on again, turn around, change the direction of travel, change the momentum, come round again. See, once you know all of these things in your head, you just say we want to look left, we just yaw round, and we want to go through this one gap, take our hands off. We need to, yeah, you know, you've got a whole bunch of different tools where you know, I can move out the way of that lamppost. Do I throttle off? Do I pitch down? Do I roll? Do I yaw? Remember, yaw is just changing the way you're looking. It's not going to change your direction of travel, okay? So if you need to change your direction of travel, don't yaw, right? Yaw is nothing more than basically your eyes. So if you need to move out the way of something, roll will move you out the way, and thrust together will move you out the way quickly. Okay, so together, roll and thrust will or the lack of thrust, should we say, will help you move out the way of something. So let's go over this building, and let's just want to drop straight down the building afterwards without any other stick, and we can just see we can drop straight down and then throttle back on again. All right, so let's just do pitch up, and we throttle over this building, roll a little bit, throttle over, pitch forward, get over this building, and then we can then just throttle off and we can fall. All right, throttle off, throttle off, throttle off, throttle off, we can roll and we can go back on again. All right, so there we go. That's this. It sounds like a really basic thing. It does still take some practice. All right, so don't be disappointed if you can't do it straight away. Right, it does take practice, and it took me a long time to be able to learn how to fly in a straight line. Yeah, I used to fly through the tunnels and hit the top and crash and this, that, and the other. And you've got to learn how just to do these micro movements on your fingers to be able to not hit the sides, not hit the left and right. But that's why you start off with a relatively straight road with no obstacles left and right, to try and just keep going down that road. Have a object in the distance that you want to head for. Look at that object and say, that's the object in the center, that big circle thing I'm going to go for. I'm going to keep going for it and nothing else. Don't worry about it. Just keep going for that one object. And if you hit the object, don't care, right? We're not going to hit the object. We're just going to go through it and up and over it like that. But with that said, if you did like this content, if you did like this video, if it did help you, then why not give it a like? This like could possibly help someone else to find this video as well. Don't forget, the channel is called David's Videos. It's a place where I upload videos that I've done for me to archive, to be able to maybe help me in the future, or just because I want to not have to save that data on my own personal computer. If you want to follow my journey, if you want to follow all of my videos that I upload all the time, then feel free to subscribe. Remember, it's my channel. I post what I want, when I want, how I want, and why I want. If you don't like that, don't subscribe, because yeah, it's not needed. Other than that, if you've got any questions, feedback, or concerns, then feel free to start a conversation in the comment section down below. I am a very upfront, truthful person, so if you write something there and you want an honest answer, I will give you an honest answer without sugarcoating it as well. So feel free to make a comment if you want my answer. With that said, thank you very much for watching. My name's David Thorne. I will see you in a next video maybe, or I won't see you in another video. Ciao, ciao, and goodbye.